are live. I'm gonna take these off because we can't hear anything anyway. So, what's good, gamers? My name is Dr. Ryan Charles, PsychSensei. Happy Sunday, and I'm super stoked for you to be joining us here on the Hot Chicken Challenge. I guess this is a face reveal, a wife reveal. I know you've been hearing her sometimes when I play. This is Meemers. She's been helping out with the Hot Chicken Challenge, asking me questions about me, I guess, or esports psychology and all these kinds of things. And she loves eating hot chicken, and so I'm excited to eat these chickens. I am scared. Yo, what's good, Ryan? Welcome to the stream, baby. Welcome. I hope you have a good time too. All right, I have been dreading this, but at the same time excited for this. Shall we kick this thing off?
Yeah. So
Not sponsored, by the way. These wings are from a local chain branch of a undisclosed wing place. But that being said, if you totally want to do this chicken wing challenge, you could too at your own local chain of chicken wings.
So we both really enjoy watching Hot Ones, and it's basically an interview style show where they eat progressively hotter wings. So we have 4 different levels set out here. So we're going to start off with mild and then get progressively hotter as we go on. And so we're going to eat 2 wings each from here. Except Ryan lost a bet earlier today on our way home. So he has to eat 3 of the Carolina Reaper ones.
I don't even want to talk about the bet that I lost, but it was because I'm not very observant. Also, this is a interactive show that, you know, if you want to know anything about me, esports psychology, the journey, the grind, all of it, and I'm going to do my best as I get progressively hotter. So, again, if you have questions for me about whatever, you let me know, and I'll do my best. Dude, honestly, I already have pit sweats, like, anticipating the heat.
Based on the smell of this enclosed room, can confirm.
Can confirm.
But I think this is a really good way to start off the new year since, you know, you went to TwitchCon last year, you met a lot of new people in the esports space, and, you know, I think it's important that people know who they're working with.
I agree. Yo, well, thanks for the follow, Side Shooter. Welcome to the stream.
How do you feel about spicy food? Like, how do you do with spicy food?
You know, okay, this is the thing with spicy food. Like, I like spicy food. I enjoy the flavor and the kick, but it's not me who doesn't like it. It's my body. Like, I'll just like start sweating. I used to tease my dad because my dad used to sweat a lot at like Korean restaurants, but now I've slowly becoming my dad. Yo, what's up, Respawn? Welcome to the stream, baby. So I like spicy food. I look like a fool eating spicy food, so there's a difference. Is it appropriate to ask Yes, absolutely. Bring on the career-related topics. That is exactly what this stream is for.
So esports is a relatively new field, and then anything in esports, like being part of the support staff. So being esports psychologist, like, what is it? So that's another reason why we're kind of doing this. So you get to know more background and history about Ryan. And then if you're interested also yourself of getting into esports, like what questions you have, and he's going to have some advice along the way. So any questions that you have about esports or getting into esports, leave them in the chat.
Totally, for sure, get down.
All right, so we have our sodas ready. Cheers.
Cheers. This is just for emotional support soda.
And then we have our wings, we have our sauces, I have ranch, Ryan has blue cheese, and then we'll get started.
Yes. I just graduated with a BA in psychology. How do I go from here to what you do, sports psychology or esports?
You know, I think that's a really good segue.
That's a good question.
What is your background as a psychologist, Ryan? Let's start off with that's the first question of the first wing.
Okay, well, are we going to explain the levels of wings we got going on here? Did you, like, the actual flavors of wings that we got going on here?
I think if we talk about the flavors, it gives away the chain, and you didn't.
Okay, so what is like is it mild to medium?
If anyone is curious as to why he lost the bet, remember how he said he was not observant?
I'm more concerned for myself right now.
So we're starting off with a mild. There's like a medium and a a mild, a medium, a hot, and an extra spicy.
Which
has Carolina Reaper in it.
Yes.
Okay, so first one. Cheers.
Mild, yeah? Mild? Mild? I'm going naked. I'm gonna see how long I go naked for. That's the key.
ASMR. So, what is your background in psychology?
I like this one. See, my goal too, side note, is not to pull the DJ Khaled. I don't wanna like bitch out after like Sriracha. That's the thing. So, my background is after graduating high school.
And even in high school, you took
True. Even in high school, I was very interested in psychology. I started off with this course called ICP, Introduction to Counseling Principles. Wait, is it like gross if I like eat and talk at the same time, or is that like, no, okay. I'm gonna do it anyway until someone says it's gross.
I think you've told me that you've always been interested in psychology. And so you started off taking that class, and then going into college, you knew you wanted to major in psychology.
Yeah. So back to high school. So in high school, I took Introduction to Counseling Principles, and it was basically a course or like a class that helped you to talk to your friends if they like had a bad day, or how to talk to people, or ask them questions, or how to understand where people are feelings and all that kind of stuff. Really awesome for high school. And then from there, I was really interested in it. I really liked the helping aspect of understanding and listening and talking. And after that, I basically took all the courses you could at my high school. So I had sports psychology class, I had AP psychology, I had advanced psychology, I think all the psychs. And then after that, I was really interested in trying to apply it. So I took counseling-esque positions. Like in 6th grade, you could go to Camp Timberline with your class for a week. So I was a chaperone for that or a counselor for that. So I got to talk to like 6th graders, or other like camps in high school where you got to facilitate team bonding, or who you are as a high schooler, all that kind of stuff. I want to be a counselor for those things. So I actually got to do the psych stuff with my class or underclassmen. In college, luckily for me, like I think that's what's hard for most people is that, I didn't know what I wanted to do in college, or I didn't know what was out there.
But you already had that
exposure.
Exactly.
I was already
like, that real world exposure, being a counselor, like actually working with people.
Yeah. So I got to do like those things. So in college, I knew I wanted to go in psychology, and so I was majoring in psych, and then I wanted to do social psychology because I thought social psychology had like all the cool stuff. Like they had all the so cool social experiments, or like, dating stuff, or all those cool things. Elevator experiment where if like
Myers-Briggs.
Yeah, like if you had 3 people that stand in an elevator and like you face one way, then the next person that comes don't face the same way too. I thought that'd be super cool to do like those kinds of experiments. But then my advisor was the neuropsych lady. Shout out to Dr. Heidi Island. She was like, that's good. You're gonna be in all these neuro classes. And I was like, oh, okay. And I didn't understand. Yeah, no, I thought it sounded like smart. And my mom was like, oh, you want to be a psychologist? You're going to psychiatry. You're going to be a medical doctor. And I was like,
very Asian.
Yeah, no. And so took all the neuropsych classes, which now, thanks, I'm so glad that I learned all about it, and it makes a lot of sense.
So you graduated with a BS in psychology and a minor.
Yes, so I got a
concentration?
Concentration. So BS in psychology with an emphasis, because I think they're just creating the thing with an emphasis in neuroscience.
So did you already know right away after a bachelor's degree you needed to get a graduate degree?
Yeah, because I think the unfortunate thing about psych is that like if you don't do an advanced degree, you can just work at McDonald's and then understand why people order stuff, or try to understand like basic psychology things. But if you really want to do anything in psychology, you have to get an advanced degree.
Is that because the bachelor's in psychology, is there enough course content material that covers what you would need to do? Is that why you need to get an advanced degree?
I think to work with people with advanced degrees, there's licensures and certificates and credentials and hours of training that I think help you understand and actually work with people, versus I read this book and it sounds cool. So I think, yes, you have to if you want to do anything with people or actually do work. I think it's required that you go get an advanced degree. So that goes back to your question, psych shooter, of like, you graduated with a bachelor's in psychology, what do you do? So for me, what I did, because the options were, do you want to get a PhD or a PsyD, which is a clinician's degree?
So what is a PsyD?
Great question. So a PsyD versus a PhD, the best way that I know how to describe it is basically how a PhD in biology and a medical doctor both understand biology and how the body works. But the major difference is the PhD is creating new knowledge, doing research, and an MD is applying that knowledge to people in like a real world space. And so in the same way, a PhD in psychology, basically doing the research, doing the acquiring new knowledge or creating new knowledge, and a PsyD is the person using that knowledge with people. And so I'm more apply the knowledge as a practitioner, clinician, versus really doing the research. That being said, now this is where things get a little confusing. Yes, PhDs and PsyDs both both can do research and the actual application of the clinical work, but the major difference is in the training and the emphasis of the work. So,
I think that's a good point, because you talked about how you have to work with people. And I think when you look at any degrees, all the clinical programs, or once you reach graduate school, you're in a clinic of some sort where you're supervised and you're working with people. So you're getting that hands-on application and training of the knowledge that you learned while in class.
yes. So there's different ways to work in esports as a psychologist. Most times I've seen sports psychologists from traditional sports come in and work on the performance side. I take a little different angle of myself as a clinician, as a trained clinical psychologist. My training has been in the education, prevention, research, education in actual mental health diagnoses, anxiety, depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, you name it. That was my training in it.
Oh, they
Oh
did fall.
my god! The wings are so dense that it fell just back on itself. And for the record though, even if it hit the floor, I did them yesterday and I would eat them anyway. To be fair, because I trust my cleaning. Because I'm a PsyD, I take a different angle on how to promote performance and mental health for my players and my coaches.
So there's different levels. So in spin psychology, there's just the bachelor's level, a master's level, and then there's the clinical doctorate, which is PsyD, or a PhD level. Like, why did you decide to go to a clinical doctorate and not a like MFT or master's level?
Because my mom. My mom told me I was going to be a doctor. And, nah, just kidding. Well, not really. But I think why I wanted to get a PsyD and instead of like a master's degree is because of the different options that being a doctor could provide me. Because as a MFT, there are some limitations on the things that you could do, the type of clients you could see, tests you could give. And even though it was a 4 more year commitment per se in training, 5 or whatever, I think it really allowed me to go into the field that I'm in now because just the name or the training or the things I was able to experience. I go on and say I'm a doctor in clinical psychology and I'm doing esports, it makes a lot more sense, or at the time, than, I'm a master's in marriage family therapist doing performance work. So I think just for me, it was just more easy for options and my career and things that I wanted to do or things I was interested in. And for me personally, if I'm going to do something, you might as well go all the way, bro.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, because I knew that at 20, when I got into school, I was 23, bro. I saw the program was going to be 5 years plus, and I was like, if I take a break and don't do it now, I am not
never
going
going
to
to
do
do it.
I decided, let's just rip this band-aid off and go to school and be old when I graduate, quote unquote, and then realize that life isn't, over after you graduate. So
yeah. And so your PsyD program was 4 years in total of classes where you're on campus and you're also in clinic, like supervised clinic sessions. And then the last year, what was the last year? So the fifth year.
That was my internship.
That was your internship year, which is equivalent to like a
Residency
of sorts, but it's basically a year of training where you're supervised and you're in clinic or you're
doing actual clinical work.
Basically
by yourself
being
with training
underpaid.
That's exactly what
Free
it is.
labor.
Free labor.
Or cheap labor, essentially. Because you're doing all the work, you're doing everything.
I guess to help with that training piece, because every year you have like a different emphasis. So the first year after the second year, after you have your first year booked, the second year I was in elementary school and middle school in a charter school and then elementary school in LAUSD, and also did work at the college, the undergrad college that my graduate school is attached to. Then my second year, I did this external program in K-Town working with college students again. And then for my assessment year, I was doing work at Harvard UCLA doing neuropsych testing. And then after that, for my internship, I worked in a elementary school, a high school, and a charter school. So I've seen the entire gambit of students. And then for my postdoc, which is optional, I spent 2 years at USC working with college students. So all my background training, all my training leading up to esports was in this population of like kids to college to high school students.
So technically you've had like 7 years of training.
Yeah.
So the postdoc already is optional, and then you stayed on for an extra year just
because I love college. It's so fun. So
you've had experience across the age range then, from like elementary school all the way up through college. working with students and people from that entire range, also adults during grad school, but you really enjoy working with what population specifically?
I would say like adolescence to college. I really enjoy that like identity formation, figuring stuff out. I really enjoy people thinking for themselves critically or understanding what they want or who they are. And I think that was always so fun. And I think that's why esport players or, coaches, or this is a perfect spot too, because if you think about like identity formation, like who you are as a player is another form of your identity. And it's really cool to help players or coaches be along for that process of figuring stuff out and figuring out stuff out that works best for them. Because even though I have opinions and theories and perspectives, it really doesn't matter because it's your life, man. Like, and I'm just here to help you along the way figure stuff out.
That kind of makes sense too, because esports is such a relatively like new field. And so from my perspective, kind of like as an outsider, it looks like everybody is kind of still figuring stuff out, like just point blank.
Yeah, I think it is definitely the word because it's not like written in stone, and because like there's a lot of things we're borrowing from like traditional sports, and I think we're still trying to find what works. And at the same time, maybe a challenge with figuring what works is the old mindsets that really need to die hard.
It's interesting that you bring that up, because I know that at a certain point, so after you had graduated and before you started actually working as an esports psychologist, you had considered going into sports psychology and getting an additional certification or an additional degree in sports psychology. Why did you decide not to do that?
Yeah, that's really good too. Shout out to my mentor, Doug Gardner, or Dr. Doug Gardner, who is an esports psychologist in the field too. I was first reaching out to people on LinkedIn, as everyone does when they first start off. And if you want to reach out to me on LinkedIn and like talk stories, let me know. My DMs are open. Something that he told me was, why would you want to get a other degree in sports psychology? You are already a doctor. You have the training, you have the skills to work in this field, and might have a different angle, or in some aspects maybe overqualified to do this work. So going and getting an extra degree may not be beneficial for you, especially if you don't really want to work in traditional sports, because that's what sports psychologists are trained in. They're trained in traditional sports, but esports is a new field, and he said that you probably have the skills to help people, so try. And so I said, okay. And he also said, oh, that's really expensive to go get another doctorate unless you're really into studying. And I'm like, I love studying and all, but I don't know if I want to do it like 4 to 8 more years again, one more time. So I think that's why I just really dug deep into what I was studying and what I was good at, to leverage it to help esport players, coaches, and people.
Okay, I think we should move on to the next one. That was
Dude, honestly, low key, I'm scared because I feel the beads coming.
So
I feel them coming.
I think you should take this one because it has more sauce on it.
All right, we're going up in level.
Give the people what they want.
Give them what they want.
So
check. Moist, but not bad.
Okay.
Cheers.
Boink. So how did you get started in esports? Like, how did this idea come up? Like, you graduate and you're kind of at a loss because you went to school for so long, and then it's kind of like a what now? Like,
oh my god,
what now? And like, this was how many years ago? But even when you say I'm an esports psychologist, people are kind of like, what? They don't know what that is. And so like, how did you actually get into this field?
Whoa, dude. How did you know? That's exactly the flavor, bro. That is literally the flavor. I can't tell. It's an undisclosed Asian, but there is a zing to it. And again, I'm scared because I literally I like the flavor, but as soon as I put it in my mouth, I'm like, okay. Oh, I almost touched my eyeball. I don't want to do that. Okay. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna sit in the sweat because that's what we're about. Sorry, what was the question? I was too busy worried about it as we go up.
How did you get into esports? Because there wasn't esports already is kind of this amoeba thing. So how did you say oh, I want to be a psychologist, but for esports players?
Yeah, that's a good question. It really started in postdoc. I remember I was talking to the student and we were just chopping up after a session. I was asking him oh, what are you doing after this? What are you doing after this meeting? Where are you going? He goes, oh, I'm going to go to this esports thing.
A student that you were working with.
And he said, oh, I'm going to esports thing. And I said, nope, we're going to the esports thing. And then I followed him to the meeting. Jim Huntley was there and he's like, you're an adult, what are you doing here? And I said, hey, my name is Ryan and I'm doing my postdoc in psychology here, working with students, and I think I could better your students as a team or help them better manage their schedule or whatever so they can play. And he's like, awesome, go. Try. What titles do you play? And I said, oh, I play like Heroes of the Storm and like League. And he's like, okay, cool. Here's our league team. Go try. After I started working with their league team, I basically fell in love with it. I loved how we could use games to help them in school or be a better person or be a better teammate. And I was like, wow, this is so fun. How can I do more of this? Basically, after that, I just hopped right into amateur and collegiate some more and then just kept going.
When you say you hopped into amateur, like, what does that mean?
Okay. Maybe hopped in is not the word. Maybe the word is I stalked a bunch of teams and a bunch of different players and I basically begged them to let me work with them. Like, hey, my name is Ryan. This is what I do. I'm an esports I'm a psychologist and I want to work in esports. Can I please let me work with your team?
And you were doing this for free?
For free, dude. I couldn't, like, for a while, a month, maybe up to a year, I could not give my services away. Like, I tried to tell people, like, what I wanted to do and how I could help them, and everyone would be like, yeah, that sounds okay, but no, or nah. At one point, I was just for, like, $5, like, $10 for an hour, I'll work with you and we'll do these things. Are you down? And they'd be like, nah. But then found some teams. Shout out to Conviction. That was my first amateur team I ever got to work with. And then after that was Arizona State University. Shout out to you and the boys. Was really able to work with these different organizations and colleges and really, build my own system and understand what it was actually like to work in esports. And it was really fun.
So I think a lot of people always ask, like, okay, what should I do? And I think you have to eat another one.
Oh my God. Okay.
And I think that one of the things that Ryan did,
like, can you see the sweat already coming down? X-Bar, not gonna lie, X-Bar, that was another Swift, was another amateur org that I got to work with. Shout out to Swift. Swift was actually one of the first orgs that I worked in Valorant with. That was fun. At Valorant and I believe for League for a little bit. But hydrate. Okay, cheers, man. Cheers. It's probably better to get some liquids in there. Yeah, honestly, the glisten is real. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, the flavor is there, but like my body just like.
I think that's the thing too. The fact that you couldn't talk to pro teams. I think there was one time University of California, Irvine, UCI was having an event.
Oh yeah.
And pro teams were there. And you had gone up to the pro teams. Oh, another hydration.
Oh, hydrate. All right. Cheers. Pre-chicken wing hydration. Oh, honestly, bro, like, okay, we're doing it.
And pro teams were there, and you got to talk to the coaches of the pro team.
No, it was a general manager,
but basically people who could make decisions. And you were literally there, like, hey, I have this degree, because by that time you were degreed and licensed.
Unlicensed.
So you were a legit psychologist professional. And I would say your resume is pretty good because you.
Thanks. I'd say my resume is pretty decent at that point too.
Like you have good grades. Your background looks good. BA in psychology.
Yo, boring chicken is hot.
A PsyD, a clinical doctorate degree, 2 years of. Well, you were still completing your.
I was like 6.
Postdoc.
Yeah, like 4
but
or 6
I mean,
months
like,
away
let's be
from finishing,
real. Having the name USC on your resume doesn't look terrible. And so you looked like a legitimate professional, and you approached these pro teams, and you were willing to give your services for free.
I was willing to do it for free, bro. Like, can I just try?
Yeah.
Can I just work for free? Like, I'll do it. These are the things I'll do for you. And they're like,
this is what I can do for you. These are the ideas that I have. Like, can I just try and I'll be for free and like just in the background, not disruptive. And they said no.
Bro, they said no. They said no. And the funny thing is now that, I'm working in the field with, 1HP and stuff, we're actually reapproaching some of these teams that I've offered free services for, and they're paying a lot more than I would have done it for when I first started.
But I do think it's kind of good that you couldn't touch the pro scene right off the bat. And so we started off at the bottom.
Grassroots,
amateurs,
yep.
amateur teams. But I think it's really good that you had that experience
Yep.
because you've now worked at players from
Each
all
level.
the level.
And you know what? It's really cool. I've now seen some of my
Yes.
players that I started in amateur. They're pro now. Shout out to XU. Like they're pro now. Like just seeing some of the players that I've seen in amateur, or even watching my collegiate players try to get into amateur and like watching them compete in amateur level like tournaments and actually do really well. So fun to watch my babies grow up, you know?
So how did you get linked up with ASU? Because that was the first collegiate team that you worked with.
Yeah, no, second, because
okay.
after USC. How I got to ASU is another story of stalking. I knew I was coming to Arizona because you needed to come do your doctorate degree here too. She's gonna be a doctor.
Not a medical one. Don't ask me any questions.
And so basically I was like, okay, I knew I was gonna come to ASU because that's where you're gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, okay, I want to continue working in esports. I want to continue working at the collegiate level.
Because you didn't really have a choice.
I mean, at the time, right? From there, I was like, okay, does ASU have a team? They have one of the biggest student-led organizations.
Mm-hmm. This is coming off of their win with
2016.
Yeah.
2016, they won Heroes of the Dorm, which was Heroes of the Storm's big collegiate like event.
R.I.P.
RIP. Yeah, 2018 was bad for us. I knew that they had that team, but I was wondering if they had
and
other
this is
teams.
pre-COVID, so
Pre-COVID.
clubs and stuff are still doing things on campus.
And so trying to reach out to the president, their vice president, league person,
Literally email everybody
single
that you could.
student, their advisor, everybody, and I got shit back. I got nothing. I even joined their Discord. I was trying to email like
I think
Discord
I joined their
people.
Discord too because I had an ASU email, and so I think I joined it too just to be like, I'm a student.
I'm a student. Yeah, so I did everything. And then the one thing that worked was I saw that they had an event for League. I had messaged Ben, shout out to Ben, about it. And he said, well, we're having this thing or whatever, or he posted this thing. And so I just showed up. I don't know if Ben remembered that he said I was going to come or I was going to come, but all he remembers is that I showed up. And I was like, I'm Brian. This is what I want to do. And he's like, oh, cool, awesome. And I got to meet all the boys, the A team and the B team and everybody. And then from there, I just jumped in and I offered like, this is what I want to do. This is how I could work with your players one-on-one or in a team, or even if you, the coach or the manager wants sessions, I can do these things too. Thanks to ASU League and letting me try. And then that led me to one season of working with the A team and the B team. And that led me to later on coaching the B team to our, top, 32 or 16. We made it in the CLOL competition just ourselves as a coach. So that was pretty sick. And that same year, we're working with A team as their esports psychologist. They went to top 8 or top 16, was pretty dope. So that was really fun. Learned a lot. Thanks to ASU. Shout out to Ben, all my boys.
I think we should move on to the next level.
Okay. This is like wet. Can I have another towel?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Maybe we should keep this on your side.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think I really.
Please give them to me. Okay, this one is disgusting. Put this over on the floor.
Still thinking about everything that you did at ASU.
Okay.
And again, all for free, which is fine.
All for free, yeah.
Which is fine because
Totally
I think
fine.
you were just happy, like being able to work in that environment. And so I know that the year that you coached or the season that you coached was horrible. You did not enjoy it.
Well, it wasn't horrible. It was horrible in the fact that like I never felt so inadequate in my ability to know something, because
you didn't play League.
League wasn't my
Really?
game. I understood the major concepts of League. I understood the generalities of League and some of the combinations of champions. Bro, hot. Like I'm trying to champ this out.
This is my favorite flavor at this restaurant.
Like, see, okay, pause, sidestep. The flavor's good. I like the flavor. That's not what I'm saying. It's just my bodily function. I'm sweating. Like you're having a good time. Like you look like you're having fun. And yes, yums. Absolutely delicious. But the sweatiness of it, like, that's where I'm, again, concerned for. I'm sorry, what was the question? I was concerned for myself again. What was where are we?
When you worked as a coach for the
Oh,
team.
yes. I had the basic knowledge and I was very comfortable in making my team a team and like managing the personalities and managing the conversations and getting people to talk and not shut down or like not tilt so hard, some more than others. Just knowing what I should say in like, this is the best strategy, this is the best tactic, this is the thing you should be doing to get better. Like I can tell them the micro skills, but like, oh, this timing, you should have done this because the Krugs were up and...
Or even like come up with strategy.
Yeah.
Like, we're struggling with this. And
Yeah.
you're like,
or we should dive here. Like, I could do the basic coach stuff of like, oh, you fucked up here, and I know you fucked up because you died, or we didn't get the objective, or it felt bad, or it looked weird or awkward, but I couldn't tell them the why. I felt I was really letting down my players, my team, to help them perform at their best ability. At the same time, I know that I tried to get them some different coaches or other resources to like improve them in that way, but I think that was such a learning lesson of studying, and like I think that was the first time I actually got my own coaching from different coaches, studied the game, watched YouTube, did a lot of things to improve my own knowledge to help this team, but at the same time just that overwhelming sense of, man, I wish I could do more. I think that was such a shitty thing. Yeah, it was rough.
That makes sense. It's not that you didn't like the experience, but it was not your forte.
Like, I love the experience. I just wish I knew more to give that team the best that I could have. Even though I'm not saying that I didn't give them my best, because I did. I wish
you just didn't have that base knowledge that a coach
to give them more. The worst part of that experience was I was sentient enough to know how dumb I was. Like, if I didn't know how dumb I was and be like, I'm a good coach and I'm gonna coach to my ceiling. Yeah, but the worst is like, I know I'm touching the ceiling and I can see ourselves failing because it's me who's not bringing the strategy or the tactics to help you do better. But they felt really good and they're a really good team together. And I think when I talked to them about that season, they have all really good memories, which is great. It's just, I think my function as a League of Legends coach was rough because of my limited depth of knowledge. Yeah.
What is the most important thing that you learned from that experience, though, that you like carried with you?
The biggest lesson now looking back on that is, at the time, I think I felt really inadequate. And I think at the time I felt that I wasn't doing enough. But I think now looking back at it and where that team was and what I did, even though I wasn't enough tactically or strategically, I think I brought other skills and things to that team that really helped. The thing that I really learned was I'm pretty proud of myself that I did all those things, or I was pretty proud of myself that I learned all those things. And the thing I learned is don't underestimate yourself. You know, don't underestimate yourself or what you can do if you care about it or you care about the people, that you can accomplish a lot.
And I think the willingness to learn part too, because I think even going into that role, you talk to the team and club at ASU and you're like, hey, I'm limited in my...
This is all I can do, but if you're okay with this, I'm willing to try to do these things. And I think my players knew too, because sometimes they'd be frustrated, and we'd all be frustrated, and they'd look at me like, we know that like you're trying your best and you just don't have it, but that's what we signed up for.
Yeah.
And I think that was cool for them to say, like, you have other skills that you're bringing.
Like, we get it.
Yeah, we wanted you to be a coach, not because you had the high skill level, but we know that you would show up for us. And I think that's something I definitely learned too, is showing up every single day, trying your best every single day, even though you may not feel like you're doing enough. But I definitely grew a lot.
I think that's definitely a common theme throughout your like esports journey of being an established professional, is that like, you know,
I know. This is on like the worst I think I've ever sweated in public was that Ethiopian food. I think that was the most embarrassing thing ever, was having that Ethiopian.
Finish this entire bottle of ranch.
You see, that's the thing too. Like, how are you doing? I see you eating a lot of ranch. I'm doing this naked. You just like condiments, yeah? Giggy.
Yeah. And so these are just vessels.
Vessels for That's true. If you're going to describe how much cream cheese you like on a bagel.
This is not about me right now. It's about you.
True. As like another like
drip
drops. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, you have to eat this one because it has more sauce on it. Do it for the people.
Do it
right,
for the stream.
People?
That's right.
Yeah.
For the 5 people that are here. Hell motherfucking yes.
So I think that's a common theme of just this willingness to like try and do
and show up. Because you're asked the question like, what is the thing that you learn? I think that's something that like in general that's really been a big theme of like my life, is just showing up to shit. Not knowing how it's gonna be, but just showing up and getting after it. From people I got to meet for my dissertation, or this opportunity in esports, or being a coach, or getting to fly internationally, or like doing all this stuff. I think half the time it's just saying okay, and you show up and being open to whatever might happen. And trusting yourself, or trusting myself to be okay in whatever happens, or trusting in my abilities that whatever happens or how it's going to be, I can figure it out.
I think that's important to point out, because during this entire time of your like reaching out to teams, so literally stalking and contacting and emailing, messaging, Discording every person that you could in any organization. And I think you were pretty brazen about it because like if you had somebody's email, if you had somebody's LinkedIn, you have somebody's Twitter, their Instagram, whatever, you would message them on all those platforms. And so you were trying to do the work, but then at the same time, you're also building this separate brand of PsychSensei. So you created an LLC. So you're like, we're going all in. We have this business. And I think one area that you were hesitant about was being on Twitch, being on
even
Twitter.
doing this, yes. Even doing this, even having a digital presence, saying what I think, thinking, oh my God. I figured out a strategy. The strategy is having one towel or one napkin for the sauces and the other for the sweat. And so I don't mix them up. Right now, there's a graveyard of trees.
I think we should have thought more ahead.
You can see the glisten.
I think we should have gotten you a towel to be more eco-friendly.
But the poll is how many towels do you think it'll finish? That is the real question.
But you're not big enough where you could like auction that off like Bill.
Oh my God, do you think that'd be so sick, right? Like esports psychology sweat towels.
Ew. Don't sniff it. How did you kind of get over the apprehension that you were feeling about building your online presence and brand? And do you think that's important to have like going into esports?
How much you sell those used towels asking for a friend? Bro, like my career, I couldn't even give this shit away. But for you, it could be yours for a good $69.99. I think, like, honestly, the thing that really held me back was, I guess I got scared in psychology, like my training, because they said you don't exist. Or at the end of the day, all these things could end up you getting sued. Or you lose your license, and I worked 8 years.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Like, what do you mean? Like, what is the ethical limitations of a traditional psychologist? Because I think a lot of people don't know that.
Basically, there's a lot of stringent policies on the things that you can and cannot do ethically.
If we went out to a restaurant and you see one of your clients, what are we supposed to do in that situation?
No, I'm invisible, bro. You don't say hi. I don't say hi to them. I'm supposed to pretend that you don't exist unless you acknowledge me. And the whole reason is because I have to keep it confidential that you and I all have this type of relationship, because if you're in the store and I say hi and you're with somebody else or someone else sees that and they're like, oh, who's that person?
What if they didn't want to reveal that
Exactly. That'd be like me outing someone that they're going to therapy, and that's not what we do. Like if you're going to therapy, then it would be a HIPAA violation. But, you know, as an esport psychologist, mental performance coach, it's a totally different realm that I had to navigate and train myself into being. The one thing that was scary was just people seeing me, what I thought, my opinions on things, my suggestions on things, because I think
you're supposed to be a blank, like as a therapist, a traditional therapist, you're supposed to be a blank slate because you're there for your client.
Your client.
It's the client reflecting what their thoughts are, what their opinions are, and they're making a decision on what they do. You're not giving advice.
Oh my God.
Like therapists don't give advice.
Not good ones don't give advice. We'll provide you with suggestions and perspectives, but no advice unless you ask for it. That's different. That's different. Not whatever you ask for, we'll give you.
But in schooling, so basically like 8 years of schooling/training, you learned that you are invisible. You're there for your client. You are basically like a sounding off board, a mirror, sort of say.
I am the what is that thing in Harry Potter?
The mirror of Erised.
No, the place where you can, with the room that becomes whatever you want.
I think that's the...
Is that the Chamber of Secrets?
No, that's the mirror.
What's the Chamber of Secrets?
The mirror that shows your desire?
No. Oh. The training room. When they go into the room and like, we need to train stuff, and it like trains into a training room.
Oh, I don't remember. It's some sort of...
I believe, is that not the Chamber of Secrets? No.
No, that's not the Chamber of Secrets.
Chat, figure it out for us. Someone in the chat.
Well,
What is that room in Harry Potter?
In case anybody was wondering, Ryan hasn't even read Harry Potter.
Whoa! I read the first one, and I read the third one, and I read the one before Dumbledore dies.
Wow, spoiler alert. Spoilers.
Totally dies. Yeah, that's those ones I read, because there's too long.
Let's move on to the next thing.
Okay, wow.
This is the big
Piste de resistance.
You should eat these two because they're like the biggest one.
Okay, I can do it.
And the most reapery.
You know what? Honestly, though, looking back, now that we're 3 out of 4 in, I thought it was gonna be worse.
Do you want the blue cheese?
No, I'm going naked.
At the rate that you're sweating, you'll be naked in a little bit. Banzai!
Oh.
We neither of us have had a Carolina Reaper anything
I
before.
think it's fat-sided, not skinny-side first. Fat-sided.
Yeah.
Mine's got a little handle.
Have you had a Carolina Reaper flavored
Spice
spice
overload,
seasoning?
bro. I'm more worried about the aftermath of this, like how my day is gonna go after this. I have stuff to do.
But we do have 2 bathrooms.
I was supposed to film some videos, but I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Banzai!
Banzai, cheers.
I don't taste it yet.
Seriously, yeah. Tastes like a chicken.
This chicken has a significantly softer.
I'm
I
scared.
do want to try ghost pepper, like just to try it.
Oh.
You know, I'm really trying to convince Ryan to do the 1 chip challenge on stream, but he hasn't agreed to it yet. So I don't know. I think you all should join me in peer pressuring him to do the 1 chip challenge on stream.
Okay. See the.
Okay, now it's kind of kicking in.
No.
It's a very slow.
Once you stopped talking, I was like, oh, it's gonna be bad. Oh shit! I mixed the sweat in the. Oh no.
I ran out of soda.
Okay.
Oh, you have so much soda left.
I've been trying to budget a high goal to do that challenge.
Yes,
I do.
right? It should be a high goal, but I think it would be hilarious.
That's at least like 2 subs.
Well, that's too high of a goal, buddy. I think at least 1 sub.
That's like 1 follow, right? Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, you're really sweating now. The beads. I see the beads. I've heard that with the 1 chip challenge, it's not the spiciness that is bad. It's more the aftermath. Like people's stomachs hurt.
Okay, you're gonna have to read because I can't see that far. Okay, we're sitting.
I would just like to remind you, in case you've forgotten, that you have to eat 3 of them.
Oh.
Because remember, you lost the bet.
Okay. Okay, I'm imagining like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, my goal was to be on like Hot Ones, right? Because I think that's such a cool show.
That is.
But right now, if this is just like a commercial, like version of that show, and it's only 4 levels, if there's 10, bro.
And I would say this is the Reaper one is probably like.
Oh!
As hot as it goes.
You know what? Maybe blue cheese needs to come in now. Maybe, perhaps, maybe.
So we were talking about how, as a therapist, you're not supposed to be like a visible person.
We're still talking about that question? Holy shit. Okay. What? Where are we going with this? We gotta speed this up. Where are we going with this?
So as a therapist, you're not supposed to be like a visible person, more. But
Okay.
now that you're kind of entering esports, you're not really practicing traditional psychology. Like it's more mental performance, but you're applying your knowledge / training as a therapist into esports. Why don't you just drink your drink?
Because I don't want to ruin this.
But you're applying what you've learned in school into working with esports players. Oh, it's really catching up.
Right? It's
on my tongue.
it's a breathe out kind of hot. Like breathing in is not bad. It's breathing out.
It's very peppery. This does kind of remind me of the last dab.
For some reason, I feel like this is a little worse. No, it's hard to say. Last time we did last dab, we were drunk. So, hard to say. Okay, so yeah, what do I feel about being more online now?
Or like, how did you get over that?
You don't. I'm still self-conscious about it. I still worry about talking, bro. Holy fuck. I'm still worried about what people might say. I'm still worried about what people might think. At the same time, I think what I've gotten better at is knowing that there's words I want to say. I just don't want to talk because like every time I talk, the heat comes back to the tongue. And I touch the lip. No, I touch the lip like right here. Okay. I got this.
Well, for somebody that wants to get into esports, do you think they should have an online presence? Like,
yeah, you need to. Like, you can't not. You have to. And part of the reason why I think me having an online presence is because there are so many people that do or want to do this, but like don't know anything.
What do you mean?
Like don't know anything, or like say bad stuff, or like say wrong information, or like say inappropriate things about improvement or whatever. And it irritates me. From that perspective, it's almost like my responsibility to say good things, or use research or apply research or appropriate research to improve your performance, and not say hoobity boobity things.
Oh, another
wing, please. Okay, you know what? Since you saved your points, I see you, and I'll get to that wing. I thought, though, you know, honestly, I didn't know how this was gonna be. But we're here now, eating wings, sweating our asses off. But I think the thing that just helped us was like doing it and just getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, which I think is a theme for esports and gamers and people who want to get good, is doing things you're not used to doing and getting comfortable doing those things consistently.
Do you think having like an online brand presence was really helpful in like working with, like getting to work with teams or anything?
I think at a certain point, yes. But right now, no. But I think it's important that you leave your digital footprint of what you think, what you stand for. And if you have cool stuff, then I think that only helps. I thought it was fine, and now that I'm talking again.
You know what kind of helps? The carbonation. I like
Give me that. Give me.
But you gave it to me.
You lied.
No, you gotta help. Like, you gotta leave it in your mouth for a little and you feel the bubbles.
You lied.
Like, leave it in your mouth and let it sit on your tongue for a little bit.
But see, then I feel that my teeth are dying, and then I feel terrible.
Well, you can't win them all.
You can't fake this. Like, you can't. You can't CGI. I wish I was faking this, bro. Like, I really wish I was like, this is no big deal. I love hot food. Like, I wish this was the thing.
Go ahead, eat the wing.
Okay, ask your question.
So,
No. What?
So for somebody that wants to get into esports and be an esports psychologist, would you recommend that they start building an online presence? Like, is that one of like the first things that they can do?
Build a research-based online presence.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm getting cold.
I did touch the sides of my nose, and so I can kind of feel spicy.
I'm getting cold.
Okay, so
like I have chicken skin. Can you see that?
I can
Like
see
goose
that.
pimples.
They do. Yeah, your skin has perked up. You still have one more, just to let you know.
Do not one chip challenge. I promise it will be bad time. Just a 20? Really? Just times 20? You think times 20 this? I think it'd be like a bill. Bro, if I'm having chicken skin, sweats, I think if I do the one chip challenge, I will go to the hospital.
Well,
like,
we've also talked about doing this kind of more mukbang, just chatting interview shows, just for people to ask you questions either about esports, about psychology, or even learn more about what it is that you do, because there is such limited amount of information out there. I think we should do the one chip challenge next, but if anybody else has a suggestion.
I'm just trying to mental myself and thinking like, oh, that second one was not as bad. I don't know. I don't know that one second one was worse than the first.
Ryan has now devolved into like being a
Okay,
child.
seriously, we went to get chicken wings. We were picking it up. I was like, yo, bro. So this is the worker, right? Fuck, I touched my eye with the...
Okay, he basically asked the person
I used the saucy one on my eye. Fuck.
he was asking them because
Oh.
Carolina Reaper
Oh my
sauce,
God.
and then they also have, that's the wet sauce, and they also have a dry one. And Ryan wanted to be like, oh, can you like
Make
mix
it
the two?
hard.
Make it
Make
more
it
hot.
hard. Because I'm doing this thing and I want to make it hot. Oh, my fucking eye.
That's like rule number one, bro. Don't touch your eye.
Could you imagine if there's like one last dab on your eye?
So with getting into esports, I think one important thing to note is that basically
I'm gonna
after
be a pirate for
school,
the rest of this one, man. Jesus
after
Christ.
school and training, you essentially worked in the collegiate and amateur space for about 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years, yeah.
About 2 years.
It's from 2019 to
Yeah.
2022. For 2 years, basically just
Just
cold calls,
Cold call.
literally showing up physically to places.
Bro, I have a spreadsheet somewhere on my computer of every single person I reached out to, every single school I reached out to, every single organization, professional, amateur, semi-professional, US, OCE, every single region you could think of, I did. I was in Facebook groups, Discord groups, Twitter groups, everything. I'm still in all of them.
I think one time you reached out to Grubby.
Bro,
Or
shout out to
something.
Grubby, yeah. All the games I was interested in, all the pro teams in there, like all of them.
Every opportunity you got, you just was like,
Streamers,
hey.
YouTubers, I tried.
For 2 years. And you at one point even almost took a position that was like one-way drive away from where we were living.
No, like literally got the interview. It was for a CC, a community college that was 2 hours away, one way. So I had to drive 2 hours and 2 hours. I got the job, but then they're like, really, do you want this job? And I was like, I gotta talk to my wife. So I talked to you. I'm like, is that possible? You're like, honestly, for this much money we calculated, I'd be making like $100 because of what I'd be spending on gas.
Yeah, because it would be a 4-hour drive every time you would have to go.
Yeah.
Basically, you're just constantly doing this, all of this behind the scenes.
Dude, I'm just literally focusing on breathing. I'm looking at myself like in the stream to look how manic I look, but we're doing good. We're doing good.
I think it's important to point out, though.
I have to eat one more wing.
Yeah,
Well, you know,
because you lost the
honestly,
bet.
honestly,
At this point, you've kind of reached the threshold, right?
yeah, I was thinking like, dude, if I eat this one wing, the challenge at that place is 10. So if I get 10 of those wings, I get a free headband and like ice cream. So maybe I could. I don't think so. Okay.
You're starting to rock back.
I can't hear in this ear right now. Like,
But I think it's important to point out that that's not really feasible for everybody in their unique situation, because you basically were able to give away your services full time for free because we were living off my student loans at that time.
yes. Yes, so definitely I was in a place of privilege where my partner allowed me to explore this option while we were living off of a loan, while paying off my loan, which I don't want to talk about.
Well, also the loan repayments happened during that time.
Yeah.
So we just got really lucky.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of...
I got really lucky, yeah.
By the time you got linked up with 1HP, which is a health organization, you would say?
Yes.
Or like a performance health org that you're currently working with, where they are made up of PTs, physical therapists. There is a nutritionist, you for mental performance, and then...
I have a chiropractor too.
Oh, chiropractor, nice. And then there's also somebody that specializes in sleep.
Yep. Shout out to Bonner.
It's a team of multidisciplinary health professionals that provide services to
But before we
esports
continue,
organizations.
I'll let chat decide. Chat, for the last wing, because I want to get this fucking over with. Am I doing it naked? Or am I doing it with blue cheese? I'll let you decide.
I think you should just do it naked. You've been doing it naked.
Give me a comment. Give me a comment. Give me naked or cheese.
I think you should have to hold it in your mouth.
You know, you can shut your mouth. How about that? You can.
Right?
You can.
I
you
think
can be
people should
quiet.
put that you should have to
You
hold
can-
it for
you
5 seconds
can.
in your mouth.
Naked. All right. Blue cheese. May as well naked. Mercy. Well, you guys are really nice.
I'm not.
But I think purple counts as two because I think purple and rainbow want it naked. So
Well, have you decided if you're gonna go do it naked or blue cheese?
I can go half and half.
Okay. Yeah.
But I just kind of want to see what it's like with the cheese. That's why, dude. Honestly,
Sorry.
this
Excuse me.
this blue cheese looks questionable at best.
Really?
I mean, it's warm.
Oh dear. It has been sitting here. Next time we'll get you 2 towels of different colors, so you know which is which.
I can't really see out of my right eye because I touched it with sauce, but that's okay. Do I look cool? I look cool, right? I'm scared about the shaking.
You look very cool.
Thanks, dude.
Now hold it in your mouth. Just really swirl it around in there. Let the
You know, honestly,
sauce
the
coat
blue
your
cheese
mouth.
doesn't help. I thought it would help, but it doesn't really. Under the
under your tongue, yeah.
Okay.
Mmm.
Oh, that's so bad. That's bad. That was a mistake. I thought that was gonna be funny. It's not funny.
You
That's
have been
bad.
working for all that time. So you have this like foundation of training, and then you were working in esports for 2 years. And then finally when you get up with 1
we did this.
HP.
I'm happy we did this.
I think so too. This is fun.
You know, punishment. I can't believe there was a black mat in the front of our house because we have 2 kind of way.
Our
I almost made that mistake twice. Almost wiped my mouth again and then wiped my eyeball. Ow. Dangly earrings was a bad choice. But it looks cool.
So I think that by the time you got linked up with 1 HP, you were like kind of ready for it.
Oh yeah, I was definitely ready. All that stuff, although it was hard and it was upsetting and discouraging, and you know, I remember thinking like, man, I'm doing all this work. Where is it gonna go? Or I remember at my pity parties, why isn't it working out? Like I'm doing all this stuff, why?
And then we also had like family pressure.
Oh yeah.
Like,
my
oh
mom.
Ryan, what are you gonna do? What are you doing?
Ryan, when are you gonna get a real job? You know, all those kinds of things too. And there was a lot of pressure and stress and sleepless nights. And despite all those things, kept going and kept pushing forward. And like you said, by the time 1HP rolled around, I was definitely ready. And I think, like, honestly, if even looking back when we laugh about like going to that UCI thing and seeing those pro teams and management and stuff and offer my services, was I actually ready? Probably not. Could I have done good work? Probably. But would I have been as confident in myself and what I could have done? Nah. But like now, so when he asked me like, oh, can you do this? Or could you work with this player? Or what do you think about this team? Or what do you think about these things? Or what could you do? This is what I could do. I can say it confidently because I've had all these other experiences that made me.
It may sound a little bit confusing because at the beginning of the stream we talked about, yeah, you should go to get an advanced degree and have this foundational knowledge. And then now, at this point though, you kind of are manipulating that knowledge in a sense.
I wouldn't say manipulating. I'm applying it differently and more appropriately to this population, what they need. So I wouldn't say manipulating is the word.
Okay. Like you're still a licensed clinical psychologist. You're not really practicing under your license when you work with these players.
No, because I'm not diagnosing mental health disorders. I'm helping people with their ability to play and perform in this game.
So because you have that training, you're able to use that in a lot of different ways.
Absolutely, a lot of different ways. And at the same time, if my player has a comorbid disorder, say they have ADHD and they're a gamer, or anxiety, depression and the gamer, I can understand that on top of their gaming behaviors. Because everyone's different. Oh my God, I'm literally shaking.
Did you ever have a backup plan?
Death? Nah. My backup plan was to work in colleges and then try to get back into esports.
And I think that's the other key of why I think you have always been such a strong supporter of going to school and getting that degree, because then at the end of the day, you have that fallback in the case that esports goes boom, because we know how volatile this industry is and how kind of unstable it is, that you kind of always have that backup plan that's just there, but not because I don't think I'm gonna succeed.
Definitely. It wasn't ever like, oh, I have this backup plan, so just in cases I was working on my own client base for clinical psych, or I wasn't looking to get into jobs for college. It was like, I know that my skills are there and that's something I could do. So if it does go boom, I'll have to start all over again in that area anyway. But I definitely put all my eggs in the esport basket.
Hey, Dobby.
100%. Dude, Dobby, you want a hot wing, bro? My backup plan, it wasn't like I had a backup plan. I knew things I could do if it went boom. But I definitely put all my eggs and my focus and my blood, sweat, and tears into esports and what I want to do in esports for sure.
Yeah, and I think that the perspective that you always come from is that it gives legitimacy to like who you are and what it is that you do. Because with the general public, I think when they think esports, they're like, that's just video games. Like, you guys are just playing video games. This is not serious. This is not like a big deal.
Bro, I remember I got into this discussion, or this heated discussion on panel one time. I remember what the guy was a CEO of. But my argument was like, oh, you need an actual brain to play esports. And he said, oh no, baseball is a thinking man's sport. And I was like, what? You hit the ball, you run the ball, you catch the ball. And there's like maybe a handful of other trick plays you could have with the ball. How smart do you need to be, man? He's like, oh no, but if you just like, blah. Yeah, but the baseball field doesn't change every season. Well, I mean, it did once to make it more exciting. Fun fact, baseball almost went down because there wasn't enough strikeouts and there wasn't enough hits. So they actually had to move strike zone bigger, and they had to pull the fence in shorter so you could hit more plays.
Oh.
Right? So I was telling him, like, yeah, the baseball doesn't change at all. And, like, you could be bigger and stronger and faster, and, like, if you hit the ball hard enough, you don't have to run. How smart do you have to be in this game?
There's very attainable goals when you play these traditional sports. So like baseball, you practice hitting this very specific way. You practice pitching this very specific way. You run drills because you want to run.
And it never changes. It never changes. The core will always be the same. The points will always be the same. But for example, it would be different if one batter was too good. If they hit a home run, it only counts as a double because that guy is too strong. That would be essentially what a nerf or a buff would be. I guess you have a pinch runner, but instead of this guy running 2 bases, he automatically gets to third because that's his buff this season. He just gets an automatic third. Like, what? Doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen. But in esports, it's just...
The game could change. You get a new patch, you get a new agent, new character, everything, man. Thinking and the adaptation that you need for esports is so much higher than traditional. Not saying that there isn't thinking in traditional. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the different ways that you need to think and adapt. So much more.
Do you think... So, like, when you work with
I think
players,
the sitting here afterwards is actually harder than eating the fucking wing.
I know, and that's why we're doing it.
Holy
just
shit.
Sitting.
The sitting is so much more
in
rough.
the
Sitting in the space, man.
Just feeling...
Maybe metaphorically, this is exactly what coaching is like. Sitting in the uncomfortability of figuring things out, or like seeing what you're doing even though you don't like it, or you don't even like looking at these things, but you have to sit in and think about and let it burn for a little bit.
I don't know if that really makes sense, but okay.
My tummy is a rumbling, bro. Like, all the spices, I feel them fighting, bro. Like, the Asian zing is not going with the habanero. The mangoes are fighting with the... It's just, it's a party right now. I'm scared to add things in it. If you drank milk to kind of make it better, would it curdle right now?
It would just cook in your
Yeah,
stomach.
this is a
spice acid.
I feel like this is a different spice that like Asian, when you go out to eat Asian spice, like hot pot, it's like different. This is a different spicy party.
Oh, yep. Like Purple says, it's a party in your tummy.
It's definitely a party, but I don't know if I like it. And I'm scared of the after party, if you know what I mean.
Would you like to go back to the main
No,
one?
I don't want any more.
I dare you to lick this
I don't
box.
want any
I dare you
more.
to just lick the bottom of this box.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to because A, I think I'd eat the cardboard. Okay, I'm scared. Okay, so sorry, what were you saying?
Oh no, I think that this is a good time to kind of wrap things up so you can fully...
Vomit.
I know for a fact that as soon as we end the stream, Ryan's gonna take off this.
I honestly, if this wasn't on stream, I probably would have been shirtless after Wild, just for
Your own comfort.
My own. Honestly, I think my dad would be really fun to do this with because I feel like my dad in his old age has gotten like really philosophical. But to watch him sweat more than me, great. Where do you see esports psychology going in 10 years, bro? In 10 years. Esports, honestly, sometimes this is my tell when people reach out to me on LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever, and people spell esports like E-sports, E big S sports,
Capital S.
E gaming. I think those are
I think those are the main ways.
ones. Yeah. If I see people spell esports like that, see, that's fine. That's fine because it's like you said, that is a
Esports
proper
at the
noun.
Start of the
It's a
sentence.
proper noun. That's totally fine. But
No,
if you see,
it's the first word of the sentence.
yeah. But if it's like E-sports, big S sports, I can tell that you're a noob. and I just laugh in my head and be like, okay, what do you want? But where I see esports going in 10 years, I honestly think if the recession doesn't continue or things will go boom, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be normal to have a esports psychologist.
Well, you're
on
kind of
staff.
already seeing that, right? You see
Yeah.
like mental performance coach.
Like legitimate practitioners, not like, oh, I studied neuropathic medicine and now I want to do performance. Like, I think you'll actually see what we're doing at 1HP. I think you'll see it in every single team for high performance, like the NFL or like sports psychologists. You'll see
So more
for-
modeling like
more
traditional
modeling, yeah.
sports.
or more accepted like traditional sports. And I think it's going to be even more important because I think esports is much more mental, or you think a lot more and differently than in traditional sports. So that's where I see it going, or at least hope to see it going, because I think too there's a lot of high risk players or high risk behaviors that come through esports.
What do you mean, like high risk players or?
For example, like the same amount of poor behaviors, not sleeping, grinding, a lot of burnout. A lot of people who play have ADHD or depression or anxiety. I think it's important that you have someone in mental health that can help mediate and educate people or players to get better. And all that
Yeah,
kind of
because I
stuff.
think one of the main things that you look at being a mental performance coach, you're not looking at just the game, but you're looking at what else is going on in that player's life. And you talk about it, you work through emotions, you work through very much how you would with, let's say, a student during your postdoc.
Yeah.
A lot of times if students aren't doing well in classes, it's not because the material is difficult or whatever. It could be something else that's outside that's affecting their mental and their ability to perform. And that's very similar to what happens in esports. So I think your background in training gives you that kind of knowledge. You have the tools to work with somebody, not just about what's going on in the game, but like what's going on in their life.
That's definitely what separates me as an esports psychologist and like a sports psychologist, is that my training in actual clinical work can help me inform and meet this person as a person instead of just focusing on the performance. I can talk to you about your training, your preparation, your scheduling, your structure, your boyfriend or girlfriend, your parents, your family, relationship with your teammates. These are all things that we can talk about.
Or even relationship with yourself.
Absolutely. Or the identity as you as a player. All these kinds of things that we can talk about. It's nice to have someone like me because we can use life to inform your games, use your games to inform your life. It's all connected some way. And I think that's the feedback that I get from a lot of my players is that, oh, I thought we were just going to work on performance. I just thought we were going to talk about the game stuff. And then they say, oh, I found out though that it goes deeper than that. And I'm glad that we got to talk about all the life things that goes into my game. So I think that's really cool too.
Yeah, because it's almost like one hand feeds the other. Because if they're spending all this time in game, like whatever they're doing in game or how they look at the game and how they feel about the game being a healer or being AD or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
right? Like, I think you've made that connections before of like, this is how you communicate. This is why you don't communicate X way. Or when working in a team scenario, oh, this is why this player communicating or making calls like this, and it's because of
Bro,
X,
honestly,
Y, Z.
from another perspective, the position you play or the role that you choose to play in game, it's definitely personality based too, or what you're interested in. So it's like a mini personality test. Like, have you ever thought about why you like playing tank, or like why you like playing support or AD or mid or initiator or control or duelist or whatever role you like playing in your game? Like, why do you like playing it? And oftentimes, if you ask that question, people who also play your position like those things too. It's definitely a mini. It's not validated, but it's definitely interesting to think about why people like playing and doing different things in game. Have you ever met some people that want to play the game, but then other people just want to break the game? Why? Definitely some personality things in there for sure.
That's something that I think we can look into and talk about. It's
Oh,
the same
yeah.
for every choice in your life. No.
For sure. Kinda. But at the same time, what's cool about games is that it gives you a predetermined way to play it. Yeah, way to play it, way to think about it, way to approach it. And yeah, life too. But at the same time, a developer gave you a specific thing to fill up. But yeah, for sure.
Well, what would you say about me that only likes playing one hero?
You know, there's a lot of things I could say about you and playing only one hero, or just you in general, but, you know, it's a family-friendly show.
Okay, stream's over, let's go.
Stream's over. Now, I think for One Tricks, it's really more interesting because for One Tricks, you have, like, a more consistent set of data. And then you can go even deeper into why you like this one character, why you like this one play style, why do you like only playing one thing. There's a lot of different things you can go into because you're so consistent. It's more consistent to you. You know what I mean?
Or how you develop your skill tree or use
Exactly, because some players, really interestingly, like in those MMOs or whatever, they like to build balanced characters so everything is equal, or someone goes straight into like just archery or alchemy or whatever, or just damage or defense. Like, it's really interesting to see how people spread their points out. Me, myself, I like probably being eclectic in what I do.
I think to kind of wrap this up, what would you
Perfect.
say?
This is my, to wrap it up on the last bits of water that I have.
What are like 3 things that people can do? Because I think this is an important question to answer.
Number 1, go to therapy. Know yourself.
Okay. Why?
Go to therapy. Like, I think going to therapy and learning more about what irritates you, what you value, what you like, what you don't like, how to talk to people, blind spots.
Your biases.
Yeah, your biases, all those things. To talk to someone that's not your friend. And your therapist is not your friend, even though they're friendly.
They're not your friend.
Someone that can just straight up tell you, like, have you thought about this? Or you're kind of being a dick here. Or, like, why do you do things like this? And
they're a neutral third party.
Exactly. For you to really learn about yourself. Or get an esports psychologist so you can be honest about your game and your approach and what you like and your values in it.
Well, that's something that you had to do during graduate school, right? Like, you had to get X amount of hours being seen by a therapist.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's something that they also emphasize to you during graduate school.
It's good. Everyone
to be a therapist, you need to go to therapy yourself, experience it on that side, and also just creating that identity and knowing about yourself. Okay, so that's one thing that somebody that wants to be a psychologist or esports psychologist can do. Go to therapy.
Go to therapy.
What next? Because you've been getting messages on LinkedIn now that you've kind of gotten more exposure, you've kind of established a name for yourself. There's lots of people out there that want to get into this field and do what you do. What are some other things that they can do?
Another thing to think about is why do you want to do it? I think that's really important. Like, why do you want to work in esports? Do you think I want to help somebody? I think the real thing to think about is like, how do you want to help somebody? Because there's a lot of ways that you can help people or that people think is helpful. And so why esports? Where do you want to go? Where's your drive? What values do you have in esports or being a helper in esports? And then going from there. Because so many students I used to work with that want to go in pre-med. And so when they used to take the weirder classes of chem and bio and they just fail or get not their usual A.
What is it? OChem?
Yeah.
The killer.
The killer, right? And then
the class that weeds out everybody.
Or biochem or some shit like that, right? Like, I'm crying to my office like, Ryan, I wanted to be a doctor. Like, I want to help people. I want to be a doctor since I was 3. I'm like, why? And and they look at me like, because I wanted to, or that's what I was supposed to do. And I was like, but you don't have to. There's a lot of things you can do in the medical field, not just being a doctor. Why do you want to be a doctor? And oftentimes I was like, oh, my mom, my dad thought I wanted to be a doctor, or like, oh, I wanted to do this because of, you know,
It comes
was
like
cool,
this is
or
there's a certain level of notoriety with this
and so I think like
title.
thinking about why you want to be in esports in a helping field, and what do you hope to get out of the experience, or where do you think it's going to go, and having that general idea of what you think is valuable and why you want to do it, I think is really, really important. Maybe the third thing, this is going to sound kind of sad. I think the third thing is you're going to hear a lot of no's. And you're going to hear a lot of, we don't want to work with you, or yeah, we want to work with you, but we want to do it in this way. And it's understanding that it may not be exactly what you think it is. And it may take a lot more work than you think it's going to take. But at the same time, if this is something that you're really interested in, something that you really want to do, you're going to have to really advocate for yourself, advocate for what you can do, advocate for the changes you can create, and you have to do it.
Would you say it's important for somebody to gain more traditional experience in clinical work / therapy before going into
absolutely
sports?
Absolutely. The thing that people don't realize is that sure, you're gonna have a lot of good ideas, sure, you're gonna have the way, and if they follow your way or the way that you present, they're gonna get better. But what you're gonna find is that people won't want to take it. What I'm finding too is that I work with more professionals, some people don't have the processing, communication, listening, conceptualization, empathy to actually see this person and move them to where they could go gently. People say, why aren't they doing it? I don't know how they have a plan. Hope it's on them for not doing it. I presented it, and it's your job to figure out how to help this person do something differently than what they're used to and sometimes maybe resistant in doing. And so if you don't have those, they call them soft skills, but really, like, if you don't have those fundamental communication, therapeutic, whatever you want to, we call them basic skills, you're not going to be very good. Even if you have the greatest ideas, because you aren't able to communicate and help someone see your perspective. So absolutely, for sure, I think it's a skill to help somebody think about something differently in a way that they think is correct, even though you're guiding them to see something. Versus, this is the way you perform, do it. If you don't do it, well, that's on you. Just think differently. I mean, I wish I could say, bro, just do what you're doing opposite. Or, oh, I'm so scared. Okay, stop it. Don't be confident. Okay? But how do you work with someone to see things that they haven't acknowledged, something that they haven't even seen themselves?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I think that that's also something that you're working towards every day, at least with being scared and just putting yourself out there and just saying yes and doing it, because you've built up everything and you got all the experience so that when the opportunity struck, and it's kind of like that perfect triangle of opportunity came up with timing and the right connections, that you were like, boom, ready to go.
And I think something else that's really important to understand if you want to get into this, or if you want to be a therapist or esports psychologist, is the things that you're doing is not for you. The training that I went through, the things I picked up, things I needed to learn, the things I read, the things
which you still consistently read.
I still read.
Despite the fact that I'm the student, Brian reads more than I do.
Still read. Used to read on stream, doesn't mean I don't do it anymore. All the things that I do.
You're constantly researching and looking at articles. You get CEUs because you have for your license, but
I'm listening to podcasts. I'm doing a lot of stuff outside, but even though, yes, I'm interested in it, all this stuff I'm doing that I consider for work, I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for my players, my coaches, my teams, my organizations, because if there's something that I read or something that I don't know or something I do know, maybe there's going to be that player, maybe there's going to be that coach, maybe there's going to be that one discussion, that one talk that I'm going to need to pull out this fun fact, this research article, this intervention, this way of thinking, something to propose to somebody that they're going to need. And so I think it's something to remember that it's a very selfless field. And most of the time, I don't get recognized for the things I do. Or when teams win, it's for them. It's not me. Which is totally fine.
How it should be.
That's I'm not saying that.
Brian's not saying he wants more.
That's not what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
He wants to get hired.
Yes, please work with me. I want to help you. I want to do all those things with you. I don't need any of the credit, but I'm saying, like, if that's something that's valuable for you, you might not get it. It feels, don't get me wrong, it feels great when players, shout me out, or, when casters notice, or when coaches notice, when the org notices that their team is functioning better, it feels better getting results. That's great. But at the same time, I'm not going to be the person in front being like, It's all me, baby.
Yeah.
All that teamwork.
Because also
That's me.
the point of therapy is you're just kind of supposed to work yourself out of a job.
Yeah, dude.
You're not supposed to be going to therapy or seeing a therapist forever. You're
When you need it.
When you need it, or like when you're building those skills, and then like it's okay to take time off and then go back and then be on and off with therapy, but you're not really supposed to be in it 24/7, 365.
So I think that's the other thing. If you really want to get into it, you have to understand why you're doing it, and you're doing it for other people and for the betterment of the community, for the team, for that person, and you're just a vehicle, a tool, a mirror, whatever you need to be for that person, for that player, for that coach, for that organization to get better.
And I think that also probably is like your willingness to just say yes to every opportunity. Because I think we forgot to mention, after graduate school, you also worked part-time as a consultant.
Bro, I was a consultant during school.
Yeah. But then you stopped when you went to your internship because you were in Hawaii.
No, I was still working as a consultant too. I mean, I think that's just the general theme. Like, you have to say yes and be open to experience. And even though you may not understand where the thing is going to take you, you just have to say yup and just be able to be in it and soak up everything. Because again, these experiences are for your clients.
I think when it comes to like human behavior or relationships, like we talk about a lot of different topics, but it all comes down to like the same thing.
This helped you? The heat?
Yeah. Celery is like 99% water.
I can kind of see this, but now it
tastes bitter, yeah. But like even your work as a consultant, and I think why you really encourage people to go further in their education is because now your knowledge being a consultant and having all this training lets you work with organizations on like a larger scale. So you don't only work with the players, but you're able to talk to the coaches.
Understand on different levels and how it all works, interacts.
And like a system.
Because nothing is in isolation, I agree.
Yeah. So you're not just a mental performance coach for the players and working on the team, but now...
Is this what heartburn feels like?
Well, it's a good thing we bought some Tums.
Is this what heartburn feels like?
Maybe. Acid reflux?
Oh, that's what heartburn is?
I'm not sure.
Because God, fuck, am I old now?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so...
But, okay, here's the other thing, though. I think the other thing to say, though, for what you're saying is, I only encourage people to go to school because of the doors and the things that open up. At the same time, I'll only encourage you to go to school if you know what you're going to go to school for and you're going to use it. The shitty things that us millennials were told was like, go to school, it's your education, like, everything's be great, yay. They didn't tell you about the loan and shit and like all that other stuff that came with it. So now I think even when I was doing my postdoc, the thing that I encourage people, or when people ask me about higher education, is what are you going to use it for? Where's it going to take you? How are you going to leverage this huge investment you're going to be making? And if it's just, I just want to learn more, or I just want to see where it's going to take me, it's like, that's good if you got the time and the money and you can like chill and all that kind of stuff. But oftentimes you don't. And so it's important if you're going to make this commitment, this investment, that
you gotta know
know where it's going to take you, or where you hope it's going to take you, instead of like, school, I'm going to do that.
This is what I think I should do.
Yeah, this is what everyone else is telling me I should do. It's like, okay, well, are you going to get a job after this? This is what doors is going to open up for you. I think all those things are important things to think about before
actually jumping
into it. That being said, if you want to get education, for sure, go get it, but where's it going to take you? Exactly, know why.
I think that's a good point, because you did think about going back to school, like
I did.
And then I think it was really good that you had talked to Dr. Doug, because he was like, he asked you exactly that, why.
Shout out to Doug.
And then you were like, I couldn't answer this.
Yeah.
And so,
do you want to work with pro teams, like pro football teams after? I was like, no. Well, then why do you want to do that degree? Like, because I feel like I'm supposed to. No, you dumbass.
Yeah.
Find a mentor that's gonna be real with you. I think that's another thing that's really important. Find someone that you can trust and like talk to.
Are you mentoring people right now? Is that something that you're open to doing?
If a student reaches out to me, or if someone that's interested reaches out to me, even if it's on Discord, and shout out if you wanna join my Discord, or if you wanna learn more about me and what I do, or you wanna talk, you can always reach out to me on Discord, or you can go to my website, PsychSensei.com. You can fill out a free consultation form, or reach out into any of my other socials at the PsychSensei PsychSensei for Twitter, was where I live most. Or if you want to reach out to me via an email, Dr. You can reach out to me there. We can always talk. I really love and enjoy talking with students or people like, hey, what should I do? Or some time to, answer questions. I'm almost down to make phone calls or like voice comms or like even with cameras, because something that was really valuable when I first started was people being willing to tell me what's up.
This is a good idea, this is a bad idea.
Yeah, this is a good idea, this is a bad idea. Like, what are you going into? All these kinds of things. So you have an actual idea of what to do or what to look for. So yeah, like I'm always open to mentoring or having conversations with people who want to get into the field, because I remember what it was like, and it was pretty ass. So
for 2 years.
Yeah. So if you have questions or ask whatever, like please feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to sit down and talk with you.
Mm-hmm. So definitely, first of all, is like figure out your why. Like
no. Go to therapy.
Oh, go to therapy. Well, that does lead into you figuring out your why. Like, yes. Why are you doing this? What is it about? And then reaching out to anybody that you can, contacting richer orgs, or even if you live near a local college,
high school,
that does have like any esports type of team, any type of team. So just see if they are willing to work with you for you to like practice, or also kind of figure out if this is really what you want to do, because that's hands-on experience, and I think you don't really know until you're actually in it and doing it.
Okay, caveat to what you're saying though is if you are qualified to do so, please, if you're not qualified, you don't have education, please go look into it first.
Yes.
Because I wouldn't want you like, oh, I have a BA, for example, in psychology, I want to do like mental coaching. Don't do that. Please go get qualified first, get some experience, go to school, find those things that you need to be certified in coaching or what have you, so you have that background.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want you to go willy-nilly into a high school or anything. So this is, again, the caveat asterisk is if you have a degree or if you have training or credentials to do so, yes, the next steps is high schools, colleges,
finding
amateurs, finding a mentor, all these kinds of things.
Okay, so I think that's three things, yeah. At the same time, also building your online presence.
Yes, make a Twitter. On Twitter, please don't say ridiculous things on Twitter, please.
But I think having an online presence is important, just getting yourself out there, since so much of this is online and we live in a digital age. And then just saying yes to every opportunity and anything that comes in. Is there anything else you'd like to add, PsychSensei, that you think is important for somebody that like wants to get into esports?
Play a game.
Oh, that was my other question I wanted to ask. How important is it for them to be good at esports or good at video games?
I don't think you're necessarily need to be good. You don't need to challenge your level. At the same time, I think it's important that you have an understanding of the game. Understanding the needs of the game, player base, what's important, know your audience. I think all those,
your audience.
Or at least be interested in the game, or at least be willing to learn about the game, because if you want to be in the game, helping people, you're going to have to understand what they're struggling with, what pisses them off, what are important to understand and know to be good at the game, because that's what you'll be working on. Or even CSGO, I would say, like my knowledge of CSGO or strategy of CSGO is very limited. Shout out to Nexa for saying so too. Very limited, but at the same time, I think
you need to have some knowledge of the game.
And being willing to ask questions, or at least learn the game and understand the different terminologies and strategies. So when they come and ask you, like, this is frustrating me, this is the communication I want to use, like, how to make it better.
So I think that's something that some people can also work on, is getting like base knowledge or general knowledge of popular games.
Or the game that you want to work in. I think that's a good place to call it. I gotta pee pretty soon. My spices is...
You drink a lot of liquid.
Fiesta. I drank a good 40 ounces. I went through... Okay, how many towels do you think?
Final.
Sweat towels. How many sweat towels do you think?
I think you went through at least 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Oh, this one's wet. 7, 8... 9, 10, 12.
Wow.
12. High score. 12 towels and 1 sauce towel.
See, that wasn't so bad.
Now they're on the side of it.
Because now the spice is gone.
Yeah, now it didn't really linger as long as I thought. Us talking afterwards definitely made it better. I think if you were to eat... Oh, you know what it was? It was 10 and 5 minutes. I think if I ate 10 and 5 minutes, I would be not here. I'd be dissociating somewhere. But I think it was in anticipation of this one. I think it was the scariest part.
But it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't. I mean, it was bad eating it. but it wasn't as bad as the last dab linger. I think that was, I'm thinking about the linger, and the linger definitely made it worse. But I would say the flavor on this one was good. This
Number
one,
2,
I was scared because there wasn't an initial kick.
honey barbecue.
This one was bad just because
Mango
I think
habanero.
this one was next. Like, oh shit, if this one's here, this one's here after. I'd do it again.
Okay.
It wasn't so bad that I wouldn't do it again.
We should. This was kind of
This was
fun
fun.
to talk about stuff that's esports. There's a lot of people that ask you questions.
I definitely have to wash the shirt though. Thank you for everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. Thanks for coming. Thanks for following, and everyone for chatting and seeing old faces again. But yeah, I hope this was really informative and fun. Now that I'm slowly floating back down to sobriety. Thanks for everyone joining us on a Sunday. And this is what Meemers looks like. I know you've seen, like, you've heard her, but this is the new one trick now in a Blaze era. If you want to learn about me or more what I do esports psychology wise, you can follow all that information at PsychSensei.com. And if you never want to miss another crazy zany thought or an announcement of when I'm going to be streaming, please follow my Twitter at the PsychSensei, and you can also join my Discord. All right, friends, well, take it easy. Have a nice Sunday. And if you ever forget, please remember, stronger mental wins. All right, friends, take it easy. Peace. Love ya. Mwah. Bye.